Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Georgiana with the Expressions Craft Studio, and I have been making gift tags. I actually made a video to show you how to make your own in Design Space in case you don't have a subscription and therefore don't have access to all of the tags that they have in their database, but I still haven't managed to get that one posted to air. But I'm ahead of myself now because I've made all these tags. So I just kind of wanted to show you what I've been working on. So these were mostly cut with dies, not all, but some. And then of course I did the print and cut with Design Space from images, or using images from Creative Fabrica. So, and most of this stuff, it's all in my stash. I didn't have to buy anything. So I've cut the snowflakes out with dies. The curved hill cut with dies, and then I added, let's see if you can see it. It's a little bit of shimmer there. I added Wink of Stella for this to give it the glistening snow effect. And I also cut out my to and froms with the Cricut. So I did a print and cut on these as well. And I didn't mirror image all of them, and I should have, because I did pull the ones from Cricut, at least some of them, from their database, and they're not all symmetrical. Or perfectly mirror image. So I would recommend, whether you're making your own or using theirs, that you, when you go to print the back, if you do it this way, that you mirror image before you put your text on there, because otherwise they might not line up quite right. I had a few like that. Anyway, so I was just going to do a quick preview here. I found this great iridescent kind of blue with hints of other colors string in my stash, so I used that. It's another image from, I'm going to zoom in a little bit because there we go. It's another image from Creative Fabrica, some more snowflakes from my stash. This little bric-a-brac, I think is what we called it when I was growing up. I don't really know what it's supposed to be called. I have a die for this, and I've used a few others that I have dies for, but it occurred to me that I could just as easily do these in Design Space even without a subscription. And I'm going to go into that here in a little bit. But again, I've put this on the back. I did ink around the edges just to kind of blend everything. And then because this snowflake was hanging over, I made this one hang over. Let's see, this one, again, dies I used for the deer, just some more of the little stick-on embellishments from my stash. This was one of them that wasn't initially symmetrical. It's an odd shape, but I thought it was really cute and kind of whimsical. But you definitely want to mirror image this one. Otherwise, I've got some others where my holes don't line up quite right, or my edges don't line up quite right. So just keep that in mind. Some more cardstock from my stash, as well as everything's from my stash. Scraps. I've added the Wink of Stella to all of the white snowbanks you'll see on here. If I can remember to post them, or if I can find them again, I will share the links for the gingerbread cutouts, or they're not cutouts until you cut them out. The gingerbread PNG images, and they are part of Creative Fabrica. This again was a die. I do like dies for the more intricate cuts. It just feel like it works better than the back. Oops. There you go. I guess you might want to see it where it's not upside down. Again, I just kind of inked around the edges just to kind of blend. This is a blue cardstock from Michaels, and I've got a bunch of it. It's a really thin cardstock though, so it's good for layering stuff. And that's why I used it, but I wanted to give it a little bit of interest, so I just inked the edges. Another one of those images. This time I actually used glitter paper cardstock for the snow, and more snowflakes, and again I mirror imaged it on the back because it stuck out a little bit and I wanted to make it a little sturdier. I thought this one was really cute. This one was actually a die that I cut out. It's a nesting set of dies, so they come in different sizes. Snowflakes again from my stash. Print and cut images from Creative Fabrica. Cut this bric-a-brac or ric-rac, whatever you call it, trim pieces out of some scraps that I had, and then I added Wink of Stella to those as well. And I haven't put a back on this one yet. I need to do that. This one, again, some stuff from my stash. I had cut a couple of these once when I was printing and cutting. I like to, get as much on the sheet as I can, so I had extra room. I did ink around the edges a little bit. I believe this is also from Creative Fabrica. More snowflakes from my stash, and I do need to finish the back on that. So those are ones that aren't done, but these are all of the ones I managed to get done. So I used die cuts for the trees, and this time I just used a white to and from on the background. You could also just create 2 separate tags and then have your to and your from on a smaller tag that you attach together. That way, if they wanted to reuse these in the future, they could, because they could easily remove that. But that wasn't an option. I just didn't want to take the time to add one extra piece. I just thought that these were cute though, so I've kind of got them all messed up. My desk is absolutely a mess, but I've kind of got, because I was using scraps, I've got some autumn mounts. So I've got 4 of these guys, and I just alternated the gingerbread men on either side. And the back is the same on all of them. And then I've got a bunch of these. Let's see here. So we've got this one, this again, all of these images, if they're not die cuts, the images are from Creative Fabrica. And most of them are in design sets. So here's some more of that rick-rack or bric-a-brac, whatever you call it. And I decided, I can make this in Design Space too, because I have the dies. It's easy to cut them out of scraps, but I also have a lot of larger scraps, and it would be much quicker to just let the Cricut do it. So I'm going to do that with the Cricut here in a little bit. But I thought that was really cute. These have the blue background on it, which do match the... I just undid my loop. Okay, well, that's easy enough to fix. There we go. Again, from my scraps, and I don't know, you can see it kind of matches the blue dots on there, so that's why I went with that. This is the background paper on these should all be the same. So another deer cut from a die cut from my scraps, and added a little bit trim. These are all coming undone. I might have to put another knot in there, or a little glue dot underneath that, maybe, to keep them from coming undone. But yeah, so I thought that was cute. I feel like this is a little bit more masculine, which really works good, because a lot of them are really cutesy and not very masculine. So this one I put a snowflake on the back just because I had some extra room up there. You can see I didn't get it lined up great. These little trees, again, from Creative Fabrica, and snowflakes from my stash. I love this deer. And most of these are like gingerbread designs, and then I did an offset around him, all of them, just to give it a little bit of space. But I love this reindeer. I think this is so cute. I would totally eat that cookie. And I've got a couple of those. This one is a little bit smaller, different shaped size tag. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to take and I'm going to put a little knot down toward the bottom, because as pretty as this stuff is, it's not it doesn't want to stay. It's kind of crinkly, or there we go. So I've put that little knot there, so that'll keep that from coming undone. I'll have to go back and do that on the rest of them. Gingerbread man, I think he is too cute, and I did pop these up a little bit. I don't know if you can see. I had a sheet of dimensionals. I think it was a little package I probably got from the dollar store, and I just kind of was using those up, but I like them popped up. Just gives it a little bit of extra, interest. And this one just hangs over a little bit on the edge. And then another cute design. Look at this. Now, I'm not normally a Nutcracker fan, but I do think this guy is cute. So then, let's move, what are these? Okay, so I've got 4 of these. So this is, except I'm missing one. Maybe that was what one of those other ones were. So it's the same background paper, but these are all just trees. So there's like 4 of them in this set. Tags are all a little bit different. I think I did have, yeah. So this is a set of 4. And the trees are all a little different. Actually, those are the same. Okay, and then these 2 are different. So I thought those were cute. So then again, I've got this. Oh my mercy. I knocked all these over yesterday, which is why they're all over the place. Some more snow with some Wink of Stella. See if I can get a little bit of light. There you go. I thought he was super cute, but you know what? He needs a little something, and I've overdone the snowflakes. So I'm going to cut some gold stars out. I don't know if I'll use cardstock or vinyl. This is a textured cardstock, so cardstock might be better because the vinyl might want to peel up since it won't be able to lay completely flat. But I just think this little guy is so cute. And again, I've got the tags on the back, printed on the blue paper and then inked around. More gingerbread men, but I do think he needs a little bit of something. So you can see I've got this now. It's in the light blue instead of the red. And I did several of the cookies here. That just keeps wanting to come undone. Alright, let me bear with me while I tie this one up too, because I'm afraid I'm going to have to redo all these if I don't make them a little bit more permanent. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with all these tags. Dawn and I don't really do gift giving anymore. We don't have children. We don't really spend Christmas with children anymore. Yeah, so I thought maybe I would do a fundraiser because some of the one or two of the local groups I participate with or am a member of are thinking about adopting a family for the holidays, so they might be good either to use for that or to help raise money to buy things for that family for holidays. So that's what I'm thinking. I might also do a giveaway because I've got so many, and I've had so much fun making them. I'm going to make more. So we're reaching 1,000 members, guys. We are so close. I think there's less than 20 to go, and so I'm thinking I might just do a giveaway if anybody would be interested in some tags for their Christmas gifts. If you like blues, I will do some more in reds and greens, but I love this stocking too. And this cookie, I just made this one a little bit bigger because the tag's a little bit bigger. I'm sorry, I'm taking the time to tie all these, but if I see one that's really misbehaving, I just kind of want to get it tied down. And then this little guy, I just thought those were so cute, so I've got those over there. So now I've got this stack here. I got 2 more stacks to go, and a lot of the images you'll see are the same. The background papers are different. So this is like a wood grain with a bluish tint. I did ink around it to make it a little bit more blue. It was pretty narrow, and so I used one of the smaller images, but again, it's got the print and cut tags, or to and froms on the back. Here's that beautiful reindeer again. I just think this guy is so cute. I love him. So these, I don't know how many of these there were, but there's quite a few, and actually those are a little different. So then I've got these cute snowmen, again with the glistening snow in the background. I got 2 of those. Another one with the stocking. I think these stockings are super cute too. See, I'm knocking them all over. I need to make a little box, which is actually what I started my video that I haven't aired yet out as, was making a box for gift tags, and then I never went back to it. But look at those. Aren't they just so cute? Alright, so these are more like a set of 2, unless you could combine them with that other set, because it is the same background, and they could be for dad or grandpa, or maybe you've got an older son. But they're very similar. They're just a different tag. So, And I did add a little bit of the trim. And again, this stuff is all from my scraps. These were actually pieces that were left over after I cut the other trim. And I just thought, well, I'm going to use those. So, you know, I like to make the most of my supplies. Not that I'm in danger of running out of anything, because I'm definitely not. So then we've got these guys. So this is again a different background paper, but with the same images from Design or Creative Fabrica. And again, the Wink of Stella in the snow. Unfortunately, I was using my the piece of paper I had in the background, I had inked all over, and so I picked up a little bit of the ink right there, but I don't care. Nobody's going to really care, I don't think. I think this little guy is super cute. I think it's actually a girl. And again, we've got our blue. And you can see I did not line that one up very good. When I blow it up, I can really see it. It's not that obvious in person. It's another one of these deer, again, cut from scraps with the die that I have. It would be hard, in my opinion, to cut something like this with my Cricut. I've not had good success with intricate stuff like this. Now, it would be better with vinyl than it would be with cardstock, but that's why I got that die. I just think it's really cute. Some more of these same snowmen, or not snowmen, gingerbread men. So these are all images you've seen before, just with different scraps and embellishments. And I may go back and put some more of the stick-on rhinestones on them. But let's switch over to our Design Space, and I'll show you. These are some scraps that I'm going to use to cut out more of this background trim and stuff. So hold on just a moment. Okay, so before we go to our cutting out the trim, I wanted to show you, this was a star that I found in Design Space that I really like. I didn't want the traditional little 5-point star. I wanted something a little bit more dramatic, I guess. So I did find this one in their images file, but I wanted to show you real quick that you can make your own. You're just going to grab one of these free shapes here, this diamond, and I'm going to change the color just so you can see it better. Let's go bright blue. And let's scroll down a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to unlock your proportions here, and before we do that, let's make a copy of it, because I always wish I'd made a copy. So we're going to unlock our proportions, and we're just going to shrink this down and to wherever you like it, and then you're going to make a copy of that, and you're going to rotate it 90 degrees. And then you're going to select both, and you're going to align and center. And look, you're halfway there. So I'm going to group those, and then I'm going to make a copy of them. And then I'm going to make a copy to use. So now we want to shrink this down. And this one I'm just leaving the proportions locked. I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. And we're going to kind of roughly put that there. Now I might want it a little bit bigger than that. So I'm going to pull that out a little bit. That looks good. So then you can highlight all of that, do an align and center, and then you can combine, and I like to weld. And there you've got your star. So I just wanted to show you that if you don't have Design Space, you can make your own star for your Christmas cards. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably go and save this into another file. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one out of here. You know what? I'll just copy it. And I'm going to paste it. And there you go. And so you can resize that to wherever you want it. I will save this, and I will share this link if anybody wants it. I mean, they do have it in their images database, but like I said, if you don't have a subscription, and I know money's tight right now for a lot of people, this is an easy one to make yourself. So let's call this I'm going to call it Christmas Star because that's just what it reminds me of. And I will share the link for this below or on the Facebook page. So I'm going to close that one out now. Yep. And I don't know why it opened two, but I don't need that one. And now we'll go back to this one. So this is the one where some of these trims I created and some of them I found in their image database. So it's real easy to do this. I just started with a few shapes here. I'm going to pull these over and down just so you can kind of see how to do this. Let's just go down here. Okay, so it's really pretty easy depending on what you're using. Let's start with this one just so you can see. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just duplicate that a whole bunch of times. And then we will select them all and we will align them at the top. And they're a little too far apart, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to pull this one over since it's the last one in the group, and then we will select them all and distribute horizontally, and then I will combine and weld, and there you've got you a nice edge piece. You could take this piece if you wanted to, flip it. After we duplicate it, you'll flip it vertically, and then if you line them up, align to the left, and we could actually bring this down a little bit more, then you could have a piece that looks like that. So let's just duplicate that one, and then we will select both of those and weld, and there you go. And then you can resize that any way you want. Now most of my tags are 3 inches or less. There are a few that are bigger. So what I thought I would do, since I'll be using scraps, is kind of size everything to whatever size my scrap is and cut them out that way. If I make them just the right size, then I don't have to worry about, these leftover bits, but that's up to you. Do it the way it works best for you. So then this one, actually, make a copy, and then we will unlock our proportions and we will size that up like that. And there's your whole different shape. So it's pretty easy to make these yourself. Let's try this. This is going to be a little bit more complicated, but you know what? Let's use we could do it with the circle or the oval, but I'm going to use the oval. I'm going to make this bigger just so it's easier to see, and then I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to make this one a little smaller. And maybe a little bit smaller still. What I'm trying to determine is how wide do I want this piece around the outside. So I'm going to select both of those, align and center, and then I'm going to slice. Pull away the sliced bits, and then I'm going to grab, for some reason I didn't put the square out there, probably didn't think I'd use it. So I'm going to grab one of these that's got a nice flat top on it, and I'm going to just enlarge it, and then I'm going to kind of find the center. It doesn't have to be exact, but it is better if it is, and I'll show you why. I'm going to select both of those and hit slice. So I don't want that piece, and there's an extra one of those. So now if you line them up like this, I'm going to zoom us way in. I don't want to resize it. It always does that to me. You can see that if you do this, you can start creating your shape. Now this isn't perfect. It doesn't transition neatly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to make a copy of the one above it, and I'm going to flip that vertically. And that will transition better. Look at that. Could maybe even come over just a little. Oh, that's too far. Yeah. I'm going to go in a little bit further, and you can see there's still just a little bit of a lip there. So I'm going to see if it'll let me line that up perfectly. That's pretty good. Yep, I think it was better before. But I'm determined. Well, that's too far. Just one little, whoa, wrong way. Oh, it's resizing me again. Come on, guys. Just a little bit of a... I just needed a little bump. There we go. Oh, looky there. All right, so I'm going to go zoom back out, and then you can see you're forming your curved pieces. So I'm going to group those together. I'm going to make another copy, and we'll just do the same thing. And if we align them at the bottom or the top, you can do it either way. It might make it easier to make this piece now connect seamlessly. Look at that. I think that did the trick. Oh, that's good. Okay. So you would just keep doing that to form your, you know what, before I do that, I'm going to group that. I'm going to resize it. I'm going to make a copy of it and move that over here. And then on this one, I'm going to go ahead and weld it. And I'm going to make one more piece. Oh, there I go again. Let's pull this over here. And again, we're going to align it at the top or the bottom, whichever one I see first. And then I'm going to just see if I can't get that to line up perfectly. That looks like it's off just a little bit. No, that's pretty good. So I'm going to select both of those, and I'm going to weld. And then I'm going to shrink that down. And I'll show you what I'm going to do, because this is pretty narrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the offset. And you can set this to whatever size you think looks good. That's actually pretty good. So I'm going to hit apply. I'm going to change the color of that one to, let's go light pink. And so then you could cut and even layer pieces if you wanted to. That thin piece would cut really nicely out of vinyl. It might cut right out of cardstock, just depends on your mat and your blade. But that would look nice layered too. I don't want to do that. Okay, so then you've got this piece, and if you shrink it down, let's see, like I said, I was kind of using 3 inches, and it's a little bit over 1/4 of an inch. I was trying to keep it around 2, except that I still want this to be 3. So then you've got you some curvy trim. Okay, I'll just move that over there. So that's kind of how you do that. I used the oval, but you could easily do that with the circle. You could, let's see, let's just try this again. I'm going to take and I'm going to shrink this one down. And let's go ahead and align and center. And then we'll slice it again. Pull those out of there. So this one's a little bit thicker, which probably would have been better to begin with. But it's nice that the offset will help you fix that. So then I'm just kind of playing here with this, because you can adjust this up or down depending on how much of a curve you want. I'm afraid though that it might get to where it's kind of wants to go in a circle, but let's just try it and see. So I'm going to select both of those, and then we'll slice that apart. See, I don't need that. I will keep this in case we decide to. Well, we don't need that. I'll get rid of it. In fact, I'll get rid of those as well. So then we've got this. So let's make a copy of that, and we'll flip it vertically. And again, we just kind of want to line it up. So if I zoom in just so that I can see it, because I really struggle, that actually looks pretty good. If I zoom in too much, though, I may change my mind. Oh, that's even better. Okay, so I'm going to select both of them. I'm going to group them so they don't move. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to pull this one this way so that I can pull, oh, don't do that to me. So I can pull this one up here and nest them together. And I think that needs to come over just a bit. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to align them at the top and the bottom, or the bottom. So align top, and that will help me see where this one goes. Oh, yeah, that'll work. So then you can take, and we're going to just combine and weld that. So that gives you a little bit less of a curve. Let's see here. So this is the one we did before, which has really got a deep curve to it, especially when I do that. Or we've got this one here, which is less of a curve. Now it's not quite as smooth right there as I would like, but honestly, by the time you size it, you're probably not going to notice that. And again, you could always use your offset to make that thicker if you want. And then change the color. And let's see, let's make it 3 wide. Oh, I didn't select both of them. Okay, let's try that again and make it 3 wide. And 3 again is just the number I'm using. So if you're going to do that, you're probably going to want to actually duplicate this and stretch it over a little bit more. But I'll just group that together and move it over here in case anybody wants it. So that's how you're going to make your own rick-rack or brick-brack, whatever they call it. If somebody knows, please tell me. That's what we called it growing up. That's what my mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother called it, but I don't know. So some of these, the ones I made, I can share. The ones that I pulled from Design Space, I can't share unless you have Design Space. And I don't remember all of which was what. I know I made most of these, but not necessarily those two. Definitely made that, and I think I made that. Okay, so let me show you how we did that one. So we take our oval here, and let's come down here. And let's zoom back out. I don't think we need to be that big. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to make some copies. And we're going to align them at the top or the bottom. And those are good. They kind of come over each other, so you could use them that way. Or, well, how was that one up there? Oh, I spread them out just a little bit more, so I'm going to move this one over. And I don't have any measurements for this, guys. This is just playing around. So I'm going to distribute horizontally. I'm going to group it, and we'll try that. Oh, I didn't group it. I duplicated it. Oh well. So then I think I did something like this. Yeah. And combine and weld. And so that gives you a nice fat, curvy kind of trim. If that's too thick for you, use your offset and go into the negative. Just want to push it just a little bit. Oh, it's hard to get just a little bit. Might want it a little bit bigger than that anyway. Oh, and then I hit the wrong button. Okay, let's do the offset again. And apply. And we'll change that to that lighter pink. So I will save this and I will share this file. If anybody can't get into it, let me know and I will I will see if I can figure out which ones did not come, or which ones came from Design Space, and I'll eliminate those. But that's only going to apply to those of you who don't have an Access subscription. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut some stuff out. So let's, I'm going to put you on hold. I thought I would cut out these in groups, and we'll go from there. Alright, so everything's cut out. I misjudged my size down here a little bit. I could have moved that up to the side over here. I've got one that didn't cut out well here, but then the blue really didn't cut out well. And they're all the same designs on each sheet. It's just probably I've had to retack my mat here, and so I might not have done as good a job. But this is that's kind of what I mean about intricate stuff. Not that these are that intricate, but the more intricate it is, sometimes the quality will suffer. So I'm going to pull these off of here, and we'll save the ones that turned out pretty good. And again, I just took all of this from my scrap bins, using colors that I thought would look good with the colors that I'm working with, or that go with Christmas. This one does not want to come off there very well. There we go. And the white one, that should come off of there pretty good. Would be better if I just give my mat a little bit of a bend. Okay, well, we have some work to do there, but you can see it worked pretty well. I'm gonna, oh, okay, so this is the piece that I want to keep right here. So I'm going to just set this off to the side here. So let's see, this measures, well, it's less than 1/4 of an inch in height, which is what I was going for. So let's just pull a few more of these off of here. That one came out really nice. So let's give this a bit of a pinch. See if we can't get the rest of these off of here. Now, if you have trims that you want to use in your stash, you certainly could. I've got some. I just think they're a little bit bulky. At least what I have. That's really tiny, delicate little piece. That's just the ovals stuck together. That's very nice. I think I'll come back and remove the rest of that later. But you can see, you can get some really nice trims even if you don't have the dies. And I could have probably made them even a little bit taller. It just really depends on what you're working with. So I've got a few here that I still need to do. I should have taken a couple of the blue ones off of there. Let's see here. So there's a few blue ones. Let's zoom back in. Now, I haven't figured out yet what I'm going to put on here, but I've got my blue trim pieces now ready to go. And you can see you could either extend these to cut 8.5, or on the portrait or the landscape, so you can make them up to 8 or 10.5 inches, and then just trim off and hang on to the extra. That one's got a little bit of a bubble on it, or a little bit of a what do I want to call it? What's that word? Like a, oh geez, almost like a little splinter piece there. Oops, get that up there. I don't like that one as well. I like this one better. But they could be thicker, couldn't they? Let's see, this one's a little thicker, or taller, wider, whatever. I'd say taller. So now that I've tested it, I know I would probably want them, most of them, to be a little bit maybe thicker, taller, like that. But yeah, so now you can make your own rick-rack trim, whatever you call it. Oh, what does this call it? I've got a package laying right here. It's just not Christmas colors. Rick-rack. So it's just not Christmassy colors. It's more pastel-y unicorn colors. I don't know why I say unicorn, but anyway. So there you go, guys. Have some fun. Make some tags. Use some free tag shapes, or if you have if you use Creative Fabrica, you can actually download tag shapes from there as well. If you have a membership, obviously they're free. If not, I don't know what the price will be. I do believe there are also people on Etsy who sell tag shapes, but it's real easy to make your own, and I will air that video after this one or before this, sometime around the same time. You know what? I'll link it below. That way you can find it. And it's really easy to create your own if you don't have an Access subscription. But if you do, that's even easier. So until next time, guys, this is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and I hope y'all have a happy crafty day. And one more thing, I should have said this before. If you have any ideas about what I should do for a giveaway, I'm open to suggestions, because we're going to get to 1,000 here in the next couple weeks, I think. So I could either give away some gift tags, or a junk journal, or a recipe book, or something that I've already done, or I could give away a gift card to, I don't know, whoever. Let me know. Until next time, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a happy, crafty day.